There are three ways to apply CSS to HTML: inline, internal, and external. Inline CSS allows you to apply a unique style to one HTML element. You assign CSS to a specific HTML tag by using the style attribute with any CSS property defined within it. To use inline style, add the style attribute to the element. So I create an h1 tag and a paragraph tag, and I change color and font size of them by inline CSS. Now I reload the web browser and you can see the result of this code in the web browser. Now I add the style attribute in h1 tag. Font size 40 pixel and color green. And add a style attribute for paragraph tag. Font size 20 pixel and color red. Again, reload the web browser and you can see the changing of this code. Next way is internal style sheet. You do that by using the style element. This HTML tag has to be put into the head section of the document. Between the opening and closing style tag, you can define the CSS styling properties for as many HTML elements as you wish. So I remove inline style of header and paragraph tags and I write it as the inline style. For that I create an style element into head element, h1, font size 40 pixel and color green, paragraph font size 20 pixel and color red. Okay, again reload the browser. And if I click on view page source, you can see internal style code. And next way is using the external style sheet. For this happen, each page has to include a reference of this external style sheet using the link element. Define it into head section of the web page. External CSS file will allow you to have HTML documents of a smaller size, and the structure of your code will be neat and the web page will be load faster. For that I create a CSS file next to index.html. The CSS file format is .css and after that I link it into HTML document. Style.css. And now I remove internal style sheet and write a style for h1 and paragraph tag into a style.css file. h1 font size 40 pixel, color green, and paragraph font size 20 pixel and color red. Also I change body background color. Background color gray. Now I want to add the style.css file by link element into HTML document. Link element style.css. The href is the location of the resource file. In this element, rel is the optional attribute and href is required. The href is the location of the resource file. And now I reload the web browser and you can see the result in the web browser. If I right click and click on View Page Source, you can see the CSS file linked into HTML document. And if I click on style.css, you can see the content of style.css file. You must know sometimes a few styles get assigned to the one element. When more than one style is specified to an element, the style that is finally applied to that element is defined by the following cascading rule, with number 1 having the highest priority. Number 1 is inline style, number 2 is internal and external style, and number 3 is browser default CSS style. So the inline CSS style, which is defined using the style attribute, will override the style defined on the internal or external style sheet for that element. This can be useful whenever you are using an external CSS file on a few web page and need to tweak just one or two elements. In the next video, we will dive into the essential elements of CSS syntax.